Be good. Be very good. I'm trying. I'm seriously trying to be very good. I don't know. But listen, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Yaya Diamond. Yes, I have my doctorate degree, but I usually just go by Yaya, okay? Because I'm not used to that yet. You know how something just comes up new and you just not used to it yet? You're kind of sensitive to that new thing that just happened. Well, we're going to be talking about sensitivity today. Definitely, I had to bring that up. And we also have a free course for you. So all you have to do is just go ahead and go to that QR code, or I'm going to put the link in the description box below so that it'll be easy for you to find it. If you can't do the QR code, it's right there. But I do have a great person on the show. Her name is Debbie Lynn Grace, and I want to welcome her to the show. Thank you so much for being here, Debbie.
Oh, thank you. I'm excited. I can't wait to have this discussion.
Oh, thank you. You know, we were on like a seminar together. That was kind of
Yes.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
That was really,
Yeah.
really cool. Really, really cool. So I wanted to find out, when did you know that, I mean, like, did your parents tell you you were so sensitive? Like, you're so sensitive.
Yeah. Were you in my household? Were you a fly on the wall?
I got that.
I always joke because I've been a professional speaker for over 3 decades now, but I always used to joke that my parents used to pay me to shut up, and the joke is now that I get paid to speak. So, but I grew up, yeah, being told quite a bit that I was too sensitive, and I think that when you if something, what you don't know when you're a child is that it's a part of you, right? When you're born and wired highly sensitive and you're born empathic, you just sense things around you and don't know that it means you're sensitive. I don't even think that phrase was around when I was a child. And so I think that growing up, I had kind of an adversarial relationship with my sensitivity, because it was not, I was teased about it and bullied at school about it quite a bit. And so I kind of tried to hide that part and have sort of like, no, I'm not this way kind of thing, until, the joke's on me. I think when you go into work that's purpose driven, and that you end up, everything that's actually every part of you gets used for your purpose, the good and the bad. Mm-hmm. And then you find out that the things that you thought were bad are actually good. And so I can't imagine not being sensitive now. I'm proud about it. I talk about it. I help thousands of people embrace their sensitivity, being a highly sensitive person and empathic as a gift, because it's a piece of your power, and it's a piece of my power. Mm-hmm. And as we're all living in a really quite of a chaotic world right now, kind of no matter where you are in the world, it's kind of chaotic. I personally think that those of us that are wired to be highly sensitive, we're born for this moment in time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. I feel like if, we're here to anchor the kindness, we're here to anchor the compassion, we're here to anchor the love, the generosity, all the traits that are the best part of being sensitive. We're here to anchor that higher guidance and that intuitive path, to sort of counterbalance the darkness that happens.
Wow. I'm Generation X. There was no sensitivity in my house. It was like, you too sensitive. It was like, stop being so sensitive. It's nothing, right. Get over it. I mean,
get over it.
Yeah, get over it. That was the big thing. That was the big thing. Get over it. What is that? I mean, how come I literally I can't get over it? I have to talk about it at least the next 3 days. Okay?
Yeah. Well, I think there's a couple of things that, because I've been working with highly sensitive people for decades now, I've learned a lot. And I started a magazine for highly sensitive people called Sensitive Living Magazine. And I've learned from the other contributors who are all highly sensitive experts and who serve other highly sensitive people. And I've even learned more about myself, even though I taught classes for highly sensitive people. But I have learned a few things. And one is that everybody has to manage their energy, whether you're highly sensitive or not. But for those of us that are highly sensitive, we have a lower threshold for taking in a lot of external energy. And so if you don't learn how to move through that and release it out of you, you do what you're talking about. It gets stuck inside of you and you just want to keep talking about it. But when you learn how to release it really quickly, you actually won't fall into that, which I didn't know, quite
Yeah.
honestly. I didn't know that until many, many, many years ago when I started to get tools for this and start to teach the tools to other highly sensitive people. It is not that, I guess, in a scale of 1 to 10, what I always say in practical terms, people that are born highly sensitive are born without shock absorbers. Somebody who's not highly sensitive has a shock absorber. So when somebody says something to them, they roll it off their shoulders. They're like, oh, that person's a jerk. Who cares, right? But without a shock absorber, it's going straight to a dagger in your heart to somebody that's highly sensitive. And that's why sometimes it's a little harder to you're like, wait a second, I have to heal that little piece that you just slapped me with, kind of thing. And it gets a lot easier when you have tools to release that kind of energy out of your body, pretty quickly.
Yeah, I agree with you. So me personally, I take vitamins for that. Vitamins that have to have like ashwagandha in it and stuff like that. But that has helped me a lot to kind of get over it, and not even just get over it, but go
yeah.
So but you don't just study this, you do quantum. How does that relate to that?
Yeah, well, I don't. Yeah, I know you've had a lot of amazing people on your show before, and I think though that when you talk to somebody, and you've talked to so many people, right? You realize that who we thought we were going to be, right, when we grow up, it never turns out who we thought we were, how we end up. So my background is my professional corporate background is marketing. So when I started my own business 30 years ago, I started as a marketing consultant thinking, and by the way, not knowing that I was a sensitive person. That was a label that was put on me that I did not like at all. I didn't know what highly sensitive was, and it was a thing, that it was actually a wiring in my brain. I didn't even know that. But I started out as a marketing consultant and a professional speaker and a writer and thinking, I love this. I love helping people grow their business. That's what I'm going to do. But the universe had different plans for me. And part of that plan was I started to do energy work when I went through a divorce very early on. And when I started my business, I went through a divorce. And I had an older sister that did energy work and healing work. And she recommended that I start to learn how to do this so I could help heal my own pain. And when I did that, in that experience, it activated within me a gift that I didn't know I had, which was to be a really highly attuned intuitive. So when I started to get on clients, I could intuit what was going on with them without them telling me. And previous to that, I didn't have that gift. I mean, previous to me doing that energy work on myself, I didn't have that gift. Well, I didn't know. It was latent. I don't know. I kind of activated it. So that set me on a path that I wasn't expecting. And it set me on a path of evolution, of focusing more on my own evolution. That I thought I was going to be a marketing consultant until the day I retired, to be honest. But the universe I started to teach marketing. I started to teach alignment. How do you align in the marketplace? And one day when I was writing my book, Outrageous Business Growth, it was 2004. So this is 21 years ago. I woke up one day and I heard a voice in my head, like really clearly. It said, go to your computer and turn it on. So I jumped out of bed, went to the computer, turned it on. My fingers were flying across the keyboard like on their own. And I started to read on the screen what I was typing. And I started to type this document that said, you came here to show people how to align with their soul, how to align with the universe, just like you're showing them how to align their business. And that threw me for a loop. I mean, that's a whole other story, but it threw me into a total identity crisis. I put my finger over the delete button like it never happened, thinking, you got the person. I don't know how to teach soul alignment. That's not what I do. I have no idea why that just came through my fingertips. and I kind of put it away for a while, and for like a year. But I
Mm.
have to be honest, I started to feel more and more inauthentic because
Mm.
people didn't know I was using my energy skills and my intuitive skills to help them in their business. I wasn't telling them that. I was
Oh,
giving them business advice and they were having great results, but I didn't tell them that I had these gifts, and I was scared to tell them because I'd been labeled too sensitive, and I'm like, I don't want to be labeled too weird on top of it.
exactly.
And yeah, I don't want to get that label on top of
Yeah.
everything else. So I put it away until one day a really tragic thing happened. And my sister, who started me on this journey, my older sister Lisa, was a very gifted energy worker. She went to sleep and never woke up,
Oh.
and that changed everything. It changed everything. I don't know, inside of me, and I had this voice that came in my head again, and it said, and I asked myself a question I had never asked myself before, and I would never have had a reason to ask myself. And the question was, if you went to bed tonight and didn't wake up, is your work done?
Mm.
And it was like my whole body shook and I screamed, no, my work isn't done. And that's when I started to get on my path of alignment. And apparently marketing wasn't it.
Mm.
And so I started to, I got the call again, said, go to your computer, turn it on. And this time I typed an email, and I had a following all over the world. And I typed an email that said, I'm about to share my personal story. I've never shared it in public before. And I'm going to show you how to align with your soul, how to align with the universe, and how to align your business. And I hit send. And then I thought my life was over. I got really ill and thought I
Oh
was over
no.
because I thought this is it. You know, and so I gave that seminar, I gave that webinar and said the story I just shared with you. That was 21
Mhm.
years ago.
Wow.
And I hung up. It was a call, not a screen, thing. It was a teleseminar. And I hung up and I put my head down and I thought, I don't know why you just tanked my business, God. Like, I really thought, why did you do this to me? And I started to get inundated with emails. And I was afraid to open them up. I thought people were like, delete, some unsubscribe. And the reverse happened. People were like, thank you for having the courage to tell the truth.
Mm.
I've never had the courage to share my personal story, and now I do. And that
Wow.
led me on a journey. So I started to teach soul alignment, and
Mhm.
started to download, channel, like how to do this. And now I know, 21 years later, I know exactly how to do it. And then that led me, I got a download that said, no, now you have to work specifically with highly sensitive people, because it was all part of the trajectory. Because I couldn't, teach people how to be soul alignment, you have to teach people how to be authentic. And
Yeah.
that was the piece I was never being authentic about. So the universe is like, no, we're bringing everything to the surface. And
Mm.
from there, it was teaching people, what does true power mean? Not ego-based power, but the
Mhm.
power you have inside. And then that evolved into my quantum work, which is what I teach today. And the quantum work is basically showing people, and I work mostly with transformational entrepreneurs, that in the quantum field, you can tap into any version of yourself you want, any version,
Yeah.
including a version that makes $1 billion, if that's what you're looking for, or a version that's got the dream fulfilled of the dream that you want. And I show a person how to not only activate that, but activate that version so that you can start communicating with that version. It's not a future self, it's a current self that's operating in the quantum field. It already has the wisdom of how to think, how to act, and what specific actions to take so that you actually realize and become that version.
Wow. Okay, so stop. Stop it. Stop. Okay, so wait, I've heard about this. And from like top scientists too. They're talking about the quantum field, the quantum lives, even different quantum earths that
Yes.
exist, and they're all parallel to, and there's
Yes.
like there's like the wormholes and the time jumps and the this and the bending and all of that, and I'm going, oh my gosh, this is
Yeah, yeah, I
activating
don't
everything.
focus
This
on
is like,
any of
yeah,
that.
but it's like I don't know. It's like a cartoon, like Marvel Comics, like DC
Yeah.
stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
what? But wow. I mean, so what? And I don't want to give it away because I know that you have that free course over there in the corner.
Yeah.
But what can people start to do? I don't want to. I mean, they have to go to you to get the
Yeah.
whole. But
Well, yeah,
what do they
yeah,
have?
and I go into it in real specific detail in the course, and it's completely free, right?
Mm,
But let me just explain it a little bit more so that you can. The first thing, understand the difference between having a goal and being and operating in the quantum field.
mm,
Okay, so let's say you make $100,000 a year, right? You
mm-hmm.
can have a goal of making $200,000 next year. That's a goal. Right?
Right.
That doesn't change your personality. That doesn't really change your thinking. It might change your marketing strategy a little bit. It might change, the way you spend your money, or, you know what I mean? The way you use your resources or your time. So that might make you be more efficient, maybe more productive, right? Venture into new programs. That doesn't change inherently the version of you that you're being. A
Right.
quantum jump, a quantum leap, a quantum version that you want to activate says, I want to go from 100,000 to 10 million. And I want to start thinking right now and being in the vibration of the $10 million version. That's my work.
I
Sign me up.
Oh my gosh, yes. Sign me up. Where do I
Yeah.
start?
It's so cool. It's
Tell
so
me.
cool. And then because I channel, if let's just say, for instance, go ahead, Yaya, tell me a version you'd like to activate. I
You
don't
know
want to put you
what?
on the spot, but
It's
just
not
give me an
what
example.
no, they're really I don't know.
You don't know.
There's
Okay,
so
well,
many there's so many different things, there's
but
this.
it's not mutually exclusive. So if you
Right, yeah.
said, for instance, I want to be, let's say I want to go to $10 million, I'm at blank. Let's say I'm at $1 million now. I want to go to $10 million. Okay.
Mm,
And I want to travel. I want to own a private jet, and I want to travel the world, and I want to do blank. So what you're not doing is being something that you really don't want. Now that you're pie in the sky. It's
right.
not going to be like, I want to now be 7 foot tall. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yeah, I
It's
got
something that really you'd like to experience in your life. Like, and it's a big version. It's a big dream.
right.
It's not a small thing. It's not just a next step that I have to work hard towards. So the
Right.
first step, you asked, the first step is to be very clear. What's the version you want to activate?
But what
Be
if you
really
don't know
clear.
what you want to do to activate that? Do you have to know what you want to do, or do you have to just know where you want to be?
You just have to know where you want to be. You don't
That
have to.
is so
The
cool.
whole process. That's the whole process. The process is the activation part.
Hmm.
That's what I do with people. That's how I help them, take them through that process.
Right.
But where we start is, what's the big quantum version? Now,
Hmm.
I've activated an 8-figure version for myself, and I've activated a 9-figure version of myself. And the thing is that you can't find a version of yourself to activate if it doesn't already exist. Wrap your head around that.
What you talking about, Willis?
So what I mean is, and again, I'm just throwing examples out.
Uh-huh.
If you said, do I really have a nine figure version? Do I even want to? Like, do I even want to make 9 figures? Do I even care if I make $100 million? Like, that was never my big dream or anything like that. But I'm just wondering, because you know what it does, Yaya? It activates power that you're not using.
Mm, mm, mm. I know there is
So
a multi-million-dollar person like me out there that's called Yaya. I know
yeah,
there is. I can
so
put the
that's
link
what I'm
in my
saying is,
phone.
so if you tell me, you say, I want to activate the $20 million version of me. It doesn't mean where I'm going to get there next year. That's not
Hmm.
what it means. What it means is I want to communicate and get the wisdom, but I
Right.
also want to know that that $20 million version inside of me is using power I am absolutely not using right now and didn't even know was in me. I
Mm-mm.
am accessing confidence that I thought I was a confident person, but it takes spin. So I'm going to give you a real example, with one of my clients.
Okay.
one of my clients, it kind of had a tragic story, a horrible marriage of severe abuse, and took her 20 years to leave that with her child. But she lived
Mm,
in a Middle Eastern country, and it was a
mm,
whole deal. So for her to escape, but she's American, she
mhm,
had to escape to come to the United States. So she and her daughter wrote a book about it, but they never finished it.
mm.
And then her daughter was like 35 years old, died suddenly. Like it was just a tragedy. That was 3 years ago. So she's been, she never went back to the book, but people that heard about her book that she was writing, she was approached by potential screenwriters. They like literally, she hadn't even finished the book and they wanted to turn it into a movie.
Mm,
So she's gone through the grieving, still obviously I'll always be grieving. She's getting to the other side of it. And I
mhm,
started to work with her and I said, give me what you want. I said, here's your version. So her version was definitely New York Times bestseller. It's already a movie that's
mhm.
inspiring millions, helping millions of women worldwide. And she gave me, she's been with her mates for like 8 years. She wants to be married. She's like, so
Yeah.
we're married, right? So she gave me like 5 things. Here it is. And her book is about coming to freedom, getting freedom, going
Yeah.
from this horrible situation to finally being free, right?
Mhm.
I literally channeled her version for her. I channeled that version that was living that life out of my mouth, and so that she could experience this is who she really is and who she's being. And one of the things I remember, because I go into an altered state when I channel, in the fact that I don't really remember everything that comes out of my mouth, but I
Mhm.
remember the gist of it. That's why I record everything.
Mhm.
But the distinction was, and this is the thing that I really want to get across, her book was about freedom. But when I channeled, this version started to talk about her understanding of freedom at that quantum level is exponentially different than the freedom she's talking about in the book.
Wow.
Because for the first time ever, she'll experience what true freedom in the power that she possesses really means. It's a
Mhm.
completely different meaning. That's why this work is so crazy. It's not because you get all the money or whatever. That's what you're going for, because if you're already thinking like the person that's already done it, it becomes easy to do, right?
Right.
If you're
Yeah.
already thinking as if it's a foregone conclusion, that's why that course is called, the thing to do that makes success inevitable, right?
Mhm.
So that's an example.
Wow. 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 Definitely quantum.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because it's like bending. It's like here they are on a parallel and here you are going, hey,
Right. I'm going to tune in. All you, but the
I'm
thing about
tuning in.
the thing about this is you have to pick it out of you know what I mean? You have to pick it out. You can't
Yeah.
just say, oh, I want to be something. I want a quantum leap. Well, you have to know what's the quantum leap so that the universe can start putting form behind it, and so that you start to move in that vibration of it. So it is a process to become, it's such a high vibration, much higher than you're currently operating.
Mhm.
Because the difference between my work and somebody that would be a business person telling you how to go from 7 or 6 to 8 figures, there would be an actual, right, business process to do that, right? You have to
Right.
do actual things to get clients or sell products or whatever it is.
Mhm.
Many people do that. My work is on soul alignment. My work is to get you to a higher vibration so that when you are doing it, you're not killing yourself making that money. You're
Yeah.
doing it from such a place of joy and fluidity and higher guidance. It's a very
Mhm.
different way to operate. That's
Yeah.
my work.
That
So
is.
I'm not the one giving you all the advice, although because I can track energy in anything, I can tell you if it's a or bad business decision. I help people know whether something's the right decision energetically.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm not the one giving you the nuts and bolts. Get on LinkedIn, get on Facebook, do that. I'm the one that can help you, though, become the version of yourself first and then create the actual material wealth after that.
That is so cool and so fascinating and so wow. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to. I mean, I've heard, like I said, I've heard of this already before. Even top scientists have confirmed that we do have a alternate existence,
Yeah.
and probably even more than one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
tapping into it,
Yeah.
I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to tap into the very one existence that knows exactly where I should be,
Yeah.
because I do a lot. But where should I focus? That's
Yes.
my thing. Like, do a lot, and then there's focus. There's one thing I know that if I can just tap in and find out what that one thing is, I'm good. I can go.
Yeah.
I can do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's my thing. That's my thing. And I'm not sure if you've had anybody like that before.
Well, I think we're all a little bit. I think anybody that becomes an entrepreneur that way. I mean, I think there's probably more ADHD entrepreneurs
Oh,
than anything
yes.
else in existence. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? I'm pretty much ADHD, so
me too.
I do understand that. I think the thing is, and you also have a creative background,
Hmm.
and I think that when you have a creative background, there's so much, there's various parts of yourself that are all pieces of your power that you want to equally express. And that's why it becomes, you're like, wait, I don't want to just be narrowed down to one thing, right?
Right. Hmm.
So I'm not asking somebody to narrow it down to one thing. You could have said to me, look, I want to be a platinum, have a platinum record, and I want my podcast to reach a billion downloads. Like I
Right.
want to be the number one podcast in the world,
Hmm.
and I want this. And I'm like, all right, well, we can activate that and find the version of that knows exactly how has the wisdom and the confidence and the power to do that. And what'll happen is you'll learn things in this process of becoming that person. You
Hmm.
learn things about yourself that you had no idea was available to you. None.
You say that, and I don't mean to cut you off. You say that, but that's not my goal.
I know. I was just giving an example.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like you are saying it, and as you're saying it, I'm going, no, no, that's not it. I don't care if I have a platinum. My mom did that,
Yeah.
and that's great. She did that. I saw it. I've lived kind of in that
Uh
already,
huh. Uh
and
huh.
so I know I didn't do it myself, but I was there.
Yeah.
So that's done.
Yeah.
I kind of was participating in that.
Yeah.
The podcast is because I love to talk to people. I just
Right.
love, I love it.
Yeah.
I think my goal, even though music is great, and if it happens, it happens, not necessarily gonna push it to that point where,
Hmm.
I think my goal has always been, and I have this vision of me sitting in an office in my own floor, like the whole floor is mine,
Uh huh.
and I have people working.
Yeah.
And
Got
it's a
it.
network, a broadcast network, and I'm the head honcho. I am the owner, and I have joy in that. Knowing that I can have the a unified goal of broadcasting, whether it
So
be
it sounds to me
TV
like
or
you have a lot of
music.
clarity.
It's kind of like that big conglomerate thing. You know what I mean?
It sounds to me like you have a lot of clarity.
Yeah, I do, but I thought it was not, but you
No, it sounds to me, and that, really when I'm working with somebody, I'll keep asking questions until
mhm,
you get clearer and clearer. But I don't have to ask you a lot of questions. I think
yeah,
you started to get pretty clear. You're
that's it.
definitely beginning clearer on your activating version that you're looking to activate.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah,
I see myself in that. I see
yeah.
the way the colors. I see
Well,
the painting. I see the
well,
office. I see
and
it.
you know what? You couldn't see that if it didn't exist somewhere. Yeah, yeah.
I
Just
love
saying. It
it.
means that you're already tapping into a version that's created and built that office and built that team and built that broadcasting station and the whole deal. That
Yeah,
network.
because it's not just a network for TV; it's a network for podcasting and also authors and singers to actually give them the outlet that they can
Right.
to
Right.
reach their clients. That's
Right.
basically what I want.
Yep. Awesome.
Yeah. That's
Awesome.
okay. Okay. Hello. Come here. I don't, that's all I know, but I don't know what you know. But when people take the course, which is a free course, it's right up in their corner, and that's
Yeah.
going to be that QR code. Go ahead and take your phone and put that up to the QR code. But if you are watching on your phone, I'm going to put the link in the description box so you can copy and paste that into your browser and make sure that it's easy for you guys to go ahead and get that free course for yourself. You know, Debbie, man, I'm telling you, I never thought, I mean, I never thought that that was like something I could reach or that was an alternate me. You know what I mean? It was more like, wow, that's
But
kind
doesn't it make it feel even more exciting? Now, aren't you,
of,
don't you have more? I think that's what the best part about this process is. It goes from, could I ever do that? Like, I don't know. I thought it was just kind of to all of a sudden, this work is about, look, if you couldn't find it, it isn't you. In other words, if you can find, you just described a whole thing here, like a whole vision.
yeah,
That's because it was given to you, which means there's a version of you that knows exactly how to create it because it already created it.
mm,
And you're now tapping into the version. You're walking your parallel universe right now until, and you know, and my goal is always, the work is to become, you're not visioning it anymore. You're now taking the steps and doing it, but you're coming from a person that already created it. You see, it's a
right.
very different way of being. You're not
Mm,
trying to build the mountain. You've already built the mountain, but now you're working backwards. Does that make sense?
oh, yeah,
But with the
exactly.
mindset, you already have the mindset. You're already walking around going, "Yep, I see the building." And what happens is when you become that clear, somebody starts to come in, and oh, next thing you know, you're buying a building and you never thought. And you're like, "What the hell just happened? How did I just buy this building?" And the next thing you know, people are talking to you about wanting to be on your podcast, and you haven't even started the whole company yet. You know, that's
Exactly.
what's so exciting about it, because you own that version of yourself.
Well, I'm
Once
owning
it's activated, you can't let it out. You can't get once you let the cat out of the bag, you can't put it back in the bag.
that's right. Well, the cat is now out of the bag.
The cat is now
Yeah.
in the bag. Very
Yes,
exciting.
definitely. And you know, you're right. You are so right. Because I had someone that I know that's very close to me say, "Hey, I'm not using this. Here, take it." So now I have a record label that's on Sony. And then someone else says, "Hey, can you be my co-CEO?" And now it's like two broadcast networks that are being built. I'm the co-CEO of those two. So it's
Uh-huh.
like, okay, so just things, just little by little.
Little
But I
by
never
little.
really claimed that. I never really like, I saw it, but I never spoke it. It wasn't something. But now that you're saying that, yeah, I mean, I want to use all the talents that I have, and I absolutely love marketing and media, but I love broadcasting.
Uh-huh.
I love broadcasting because in
And
that you get the word
everything
out.
that you've learned, everything, even your music, somehow, some way, whatever you've done in your past and whatever challenges you've taken in your past are going to be used in that version that you're activating. Somehow, some way.
I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Wow. Wow. So people can take the free course,
Yes.
right? And they can
Mhm.
also go to your website. I'm going to put the link in the description box, but go ahead and tell people what that is because it's pretty long.
The description is basically takes you to understand what is a quantum activation,
Hmm.
the course walks you through what does it mean to be a high vibration living and to be in alignment. And so walks you through, first of all, understanding vibration and how you live your day-to-day life in your vibration, and understanding a quantum upgrade is to move into a much higher vibration. And in that higher vibration, you're going to find a version of yourself that's in existence that you're not currently living. And then it kind of takes you to the process, and what would you do to move into that vibration? What do you need to do to be able to move into that vibration? So
Yeah.
that's what the course shows you how to do.
Well, we got to take that course.
Yes.
Definitely gotta take it. Is free, guys. Go
Yes.
ahead and go to that QR code or go to the link in the description box wherever you may be watching, whether it's above or below, and go ahead and click on that. It is free. It is free. Take the free course. Get into that vibration. Learn how to access that knowledge that you couldn't access before. And thank you, Debbie. Thank you.
Well, thank
Thank
you.
you.
This has been such a pleasure. I love talking with you, and I'm loving to support that vision that you have of your big broadcasting company and helping all the
Yes.
podcasters around the world. And I'm excited for you.
I'm excited too. I can see it. I do actually see it.
Yeah,
Do actually see it.
yeah,
That's always been weird for me, but I do actually see it.
yeah.
So
I totally believe you, 100%.
yeah. Well, wow. Thank you. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to dare to be different. But most of all, don't forget that you may not have already tapped into that other field that you know, that other person that's living the life that you want to live. Hmm.
Yes. Hmm.
That's all I got to say. I want to thank you guys so much for being here. And until next time, guys, bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you for watching.